this is Stand By Me, basic chord strumming. Okay, so the next thing you do after you've learned your chords, some basic rhythms, the 1, 2, 3 switch idea, and then you've gone through and you're able to switch your chords pretty good. We've gone through the Let It Be song with the strumming on each beat now, no breaks. Now we get to introduce some interesting rhythms. And to me, this is probably the most widely used strum pattern for acoustic guitar songs, or any songs really. It's a quarter note on beat 1, 1, and then beat 2 is eighth notes, 2 and. You're going to skip beat 3, and that will be a downstroke. You can make the motion of the downstroke, but don't hit the strings. You're going to play the and of beat 3, and then 4 and. If I speed it up, it makes a little bit more sense, like this. 1, 2, and skip, and 4, and 1, 2, and skip, and 4, and 1, 2, and skip, and 4, and. Now I'm also skipping the and of 1, because it's a quarter note, you know. So I'm not really counting that one. I'm not going to say and on that, because it's marked as a quarter note. So 1, but you can see my hand come back up ready for beat 2. 1, 2, and, I gotta play it. 1, 2, and skip, and 4, and 1, 2, and skip, and 4, and. I'm going to go slower, in case some of you are having a little trouble with that. It's a new concept, don't feel bad. Sometimes it's a little strange, or if you picked it up really quickly, just hang on for 10 seconds here. 1, 2, and skip, and 4, and 1, 2, and skip, and 4, and 1, 2, and skip, and 4, and. Down, down, up, skip, up, down, up, down, down, up, skip, up, down, up. Okay, so if you're having trouble with that, mute the strings out like I've been doing, put the metronome on, and just work that rhythm until that feels comfortable. Then, pick one chord, and just do it for, 2 minutes straight on just one chord until it feels effortless. Then worry about switching the chords. So always break things down. If you find yourself continually messing up at the same spot, well, stop, and think about what you're doing. It's just, if I keep messing up this one particular change, I'm not going to keep playing it really fast. I'm going to slow down and figure out what's wrong. Is it a fingering? Is it the rhythm? So if you can't get all this together, it's okay. Don't sweat it, but just have a plan on how to break things down and say, well, I got to fix this hand, or I got to fix this hand. Slow it down. Use the metronome. So here's the tune. It's at 120. We're going to start it off at 70, I guess. Might be alright. Okay. So I want you to play along here. We're going to go through it twice. Use the repeat. 1, 2, 3, 4. G. I went to the alternate G here. The fingering doesn't really matter which G you use. Now start over on G. Okay, we're going to go to 90. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, play. You want to notice my right hand is moving back and forth the whole time. Down, up, up, down, up, down, down, up, up, down, up, down, down, up. And I just change chords appropriately on the beat. Okay, we're going to go to 120. Okay. 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. Might be a bit fast for the song, but that's kind of like the ceiling. If you can kind of get it up to 120, it's a good place to stop. You don't have to go this fast if you don't want to. It's a good practice though. Yeah, I think 90 or so was a little bit more realistic. I haven't marked at 120 right now. I'm going to have to change that, but 90 sounded a little more realistic for the song. Okay, so just a couple of more things. When you're going from G to E minor, we can use our chord pair idea. So if you want to use this G, if you want to go to E minor, you can keep the one finger and put 2 there if you want. I don't really do that, but you can. And you can keep now you can keep the 2 finger there and just shape a C chord. So it does actually kind of work in this particular case, even though I don't really use those alternate fingerings. But a lot of people do. So just to show you, look, if I'm using the 2, 1, 3 fingering on the G, if I go to E minor, I can use a 1, 2. And then I leave the 2 finger there and I go into a C chord. Now I leave the 1 finger here and I go into D7. I leave the 3 finger here, I slide it ahead though, and I go back to my G. So it's like a neat little thing that you can think of every time you go to a new chord. One of those fingers is going to stay on the strings or even on the same note for that matter. So here's G, E minor, I can go this way. I can leave 2 and I can shape C. I can leave 1 and I can shape D7. I can leave the 3, I can slide it ahead and go back to the G. And that's kind of cool. It gives you something to focus on and think about. Or if you want to use these other chords, like for instance, here's G with a 3, 2, 4. Now, E minor will be just a 2, 3, like normal. And then I go to a C chord. You do have to change shape. Now C to D7, the first finger stays. And then back to that G. So whatever you want to do, but that's kind of, you want to think about those things. And again, if you're having trouble with the down, down, up, skip, up, down, down, up, skip, up, down, up, say it out loud. The more senses that you involve while you're doing this, the easier it is for your brain to remember. So now we've got touch, sight, taste, you're speaking, and you can't really smell it. Maybe if your guitar has a good smell. What I'm saying is, try to involve yourself more. Don't let your mind drift. So many times people are in here practicing and working on stuff with me, and they're messing up. And it's not because their fingers are messing up, it's because their mind is just drifting. You're thinking about lunch or something else. I don't know. If you're hungry, go eat and then practice. But try to stay focused on what you're doing. For at least 10 or 15 minutes at a time. If you chronically are having the same problem, slow down. Figure out what it is. You know, it's not a race, but you definitely there's smarter ways to go about things than what a lot of student guitarists do. You just have to slow down and think. So this is the Stand By Me little basic arrangement with the classic strum pattern, and I hope that gets you further down the road. All right, thanks.